The side of the community that you'll be interacting with is Cockpit, which is the customer platform. This is your side of the community. Typically, you won't really care about community stats or how someone ranks on a bell curve. What you care about is if your project is getting done, what the cost is, and what the timeline looks like. So within Topcoder, you will never see an hourly rate or how many hours it took someone to get a project done, because that's not how we calculate how to get projects completed. Again, typically the only people you have contact with are the co-pilots. So these are the people who will manage your project and will shepherd you through the process. The great part is that you don't have to be an expert at product development or a technical genius to run competitions on Topcoder. Your co-pilot is going to fill in those holes for you as your project moves along. So Cockpit will be your portal to your projects. And we have two different sides of Cockpit. One side is a management tool, and the other side will help you summarize your project at a very high level, a very macro level. So very rarely are you going to worry about an individual competition. More likely, you're going to be concerned with the project overall. So when will the deliverable be complete? And that is exactly what Cockpit is going to help you with. So let's begin with a basic overview of that second side of Cockpit, the part that's going to help you summarize your project at a very macro level to make sure that everything is on target and the results are being produced. To get to Cockpit, go to the topcoder.com website, and then to Platform, and then to Cockpit. So the first thing you'll notice are these dashboards in our overview. Right now, I have it set to give me an overview of all my projects that I currently have going on. So this is a good way to get a feel for where you are at a very high level. I have the option to drill down into each project or to filter for more specifics by clicking Filter and then indicating my criteria. A chart that is particularly helpful is your pipeline chart. So you can see a small version here on the dashboard, but let's take a closer look at this and move over to our pipeline graph, which will allow us to take a more detailed look at this chart. So this offers us a historical view of our competitions and the health of those competitions all in one place. We have all of your competitions laid out for you on a monthly basis. So this allows you to see how many competitions you've run over the past couple months, how many were successful, how many you have scheduled, and how many have failed. So the failure rate is always something that kind of piques the interest of clients. So let's go ahead and address this here. First of all, don't be too put back by this failure rate. The failure rate overall for clients is only about 10%. And there's many different reasons that a competition can fail. So maybe the scope was too large, maybe the winning amount was not enough to balance out the amount of work that needed to be done, or maybe you just changed your mind and the company decided to go in a different direction. So there's many reasons that a competition can fail, but most of the time your co-pilot can suggest ways to make the competition more appealing so you get more submissions. So you'll want to lean on them for input into this. Let's take a look at one more chart. This one is located in the analytics area. So if you take a look at the enterprise health chart, you can see your costs and compare them to the market. We can pull any type of analysis from these stats. I can look at the competition duration, the cost, and my fulfillment rate, and see how it compares against the community as a whole. So this becomes a very powerful tool for clients to really see what those numbers are. You can react to changes and adjust your timelines or costs accordingly. You can adjust your competition types using the filters, or you can select your competitions to compare across all of your projects, again, using those filters. It's important to note, however, that all of these graphs, as pretty and as informational as they are, will initially be empty for your company. So you'll need to start using the platform for a couple of months before we can pull over stats and start making some comparisons between your company and the community. So in the interim, we do have some stock reports that can be run. These reports are located in the tabs on the right and pull from any data that you have in the system. So these will be extremely useful to you as your dashboard graphs and averages are being calculated when you first start out. You can select your stock report from the drop-down and filter for the information you're looking for.